unexpectedly have time to stream today, and I don't have like. Oh wait, I have to fix something. I forgot a step. I don't have a ton of time. I have a few hours before it gets to be a little too late for me to stream because of rules and reasons. Use this. Now we have music. Hey, music! Yay! But I'm glad that I get to stream again because I didn't finish what I was doing yesterday, and I also had an epiphany about what I was doing. So yesterday I was working on fixing the bot that tweets for me when I'm streaming, which I want to enable other streamers to be able to use as well in the future when it's ready. And I was still working on. Oh, hi, Joykill. How are you? Thanks for coming and saying hi. Loved your stream last night. This is what I was doing before I raided you last night. Was coding with my people. You're the first one to notice that I'm streaming today, because I haven't tweeted yet. The purpose of this is to tweet while I am streaming. And it has some bugs where it repeats itself sometimes, and I'm trying to fix those bugs. And I didn't finish this part yesterday, and I'm going to finish this today, but I also want to get rid of this parse core message. I have created a monster in my code. How you doing, Joykill? How are you doing tonight? How did your stream end? Did you win your competition with the other person painting? Alright, so this Find Most Forgotten Message, which I renamed, slightly better name. There's some complexity going on here that I'm not a fan of. Just about to hop off for the night, so I go live on the main screen. Aw. Cool. Oh, you mean you're still streaming? You're not watching other people stream while you stream, are you? That seems impossible. I can't imagine that. Unless it was like a meta stream where you're like talking about their stream, like, hey, let's watch Critical Role together. And I'll talk about what they're talking about. That wouldn't make any sense. You win by default. The final's in 2 weeks, though. Oh, it's like a real thing? Like a real competition? Right on. Awesome. So I was looking at this parse core message and I realized I'm doing this a lot and I need to stop doing it and it needs to go away, and it was based on the idea that there was no database. Now there's a database, it doesn't need to exist. Oh, you're just watching stuff tonight. Oh, right on. Right on. Watching Twitch is important, not just for fun, but if you stream, it helps you see how people do it and get better at it. Like, seeing people casually, for hours, talk at the camera, talk to people who they can't hear, do stuff, react to people in chat. It's not totally a normal human activity at first. It's not something we were really raised to do, unless you're so young that you're doing this from a young age. I don't think there's a lot of people doing that yet, because it's against the terms of service, and Twitch is only a few years old. Alright, so I did find unused messages yesterday with much debate about how it should be done with someone in the stream. Learned so much in a few weeks, so hard to sit in a room alone and talk out loud. I know. You just get used to it. Think of it as like giving a talk in a room where everyone is respectfully quiet, except that they're all texting you messages that you can answer if you have time. Co-stream multi-Twitch, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. I planned on some of those, and then I got too busy to be reliable, and I was like, okay, let me just get good at my own streams before I start letting people down, trying to schedule things to play games together on stream, because sometimes I have kitten issues to deal with, or whatever, life issues, and so I don't have a schedule. Do you have a schedule for your streams? Because I have not gone there yet. Alright, so I don't know if I can do this yet, because why? Oh, so I already did a bunch of stuff this morning that's not making sense now. So this is processed relevant core messages. which I just changed its name. What? Oh no, find unused messages. Kitty! Yeah. I mean, that's part of why I like streaming, is that I like giving talks. And it's not that different from giving a talk, except it's much less formal. You don't have to be invited, you just do it. People don't have to show up if they don't want to. They can show up and they can leave whenever they want, and you won't even see them go. As opposed to a talk where you see them go and you're like, I'll be more interesting. There's a joke coming up on the next slide. And then they start looking at their phones and you're like, I hope they're tweeting good things about my talk and they're not just bored. So pick novel message. I need to write unit tests for this method, but this is a big method, so I need to write unit tests for the small ones first. And I realized today more of what I was doing wrong in this, which is that I have two kinds of messages, core message and a full message, and I need to leave it at that and not have more kinds. There's too many kinds. No interest in schedules? Yeah. Except when you do more stage installation and builds, those are time specific. Stage installations. You build sets? I used to build sets in high school. What do you mean stage? Like theater stage? I used to do that in college and high school. I like that stuff. That's fun. Processed messages. So I wrote this thing like last night or this morning. This cleanup function that's like, it does two things. It parses the core message and it replaces the game variable with the game that's being played, if there is a game variable in the tweet or the Twitch promotion. Beast is a beast, says Nice Cat. Hello, Beast is a beast. That's a very interesting combination. Your all caps, slightly off-putting username and your very gentle introductory message of Nice Cat. It's almost funny. How's your night going? Beast is a beast. I guess I'll just call you Beast. I don't want to shout it, even though it's in all caps. Maybe I should, because that's the protocol, right? Do lots of stuff, managing the projection mapping installations at DEF CON, making custom DJ booths. What? Wow. Cool. That's so cool. I see people talking about DEF CON on Twitter, all the security people. That's awesome. Good for you. That is really cool. So this is supposed to, I haven't tested this yet, but what it's supposed to do is it's supposed to parse these core messages and replace the game with the game string. But I don't like it because I don't want to parse core messages anymore. No more. I'm out of the business of parsing core messages. I'm going to get rid of that concept because it's wrong. It only made sense when there was no database. There's a database now. We don't need to do that anymore. No more parsing. Now we have the core messages, but there's instead of 4 or 5 kinds of a message, there's only going to be like 2. Okay, so there's 3. So there's like the original, the source message that includes hashtag game hashtag, not hashtag, hash, whatever, hashmark game hashmark. Good night, hope you have a good stream and fix that mess of code. Thank you, Joykill. Thank you for stopping by and saying hello. I appreciate it. Have a great night. I will catch you on your stream another time. This is a word. Plan's a word. So this is the source message. Then there's going to be the core message, which is just going to be this with the game added in. Then there's going to be some of these have emojis in them. I used to say core message doesn't have emojis. I'll omit the emojis. No more. Not doing that anymore. Whatever the emojis or non-ASCII characters are that are in the core message, they're fine. They stay. I just decided this today. New lines are fine. Everything's fine. The only thing that won't be in there is the stuff that is not part of the source message and the game. So the core message will be, let me open up stored tweet and document my thoughts because this is changing a bunch of stuff. So core text, full text. So this is what I store in the database. Full text, the the string that gets sent to Twitter, including the link to the stream and any decorative or additional hashtags or Twitter handles for requesting retweets, and any decorative or additional emojis, additional hashtags, and Twitter handles for requesting retweets. Putting a link to the stream. This does not include the link to the image, to the screenshot. The screenshot image, because that gets generated by Twitter after, during tweeting, during the tweeting process. Core text. The string that the system chose to describe the stream being promoted from one of the lists of source strings. From one of the lists of source strings written by the streamer. That's the core text. This string can include non-ASCII characters that were included in the what do you call it? In the source string. This core string, okay. So this core string can include non-ASCII characters that are written in the source string, but not can include non-ASCII characters that are written in the source string. This core string does not include a link to the stream, generally. Well, this core string, should, that's what it is. Should not include a link to the stream, nor any random extra emojis, hashtags, or Twitter handles, Twitter handle mentions, Twitter handle mentions, Twitter handle mentions. That get appended, that might get appended to the core text before tweeting. No, that might get appended to the message before tweeting. So this is currently not true in the current code base, but I'm going to make it true. And thank you, Beast. He is a nice cat. His name is Nibbler, and he is sleepy. So this will be, so that's the full text sent to Twitter, including the link to the stream. Note that the link to the stream in in this string is expected to be in the form twitch.tv/joesandow rather than t.co blue. Because we save this string when writing it. When writing it and reading it back from the database, we do not get this string from existing tweets. Unless we attempt to backfill the database for a new streamer? For a new streaming user of the system. Unless we attempt to backfill the database for a new streaming user of the system. Yeah. So that core text is that. Okay, so I would like to make that true. The other thing I have to note here. If the source text contains a variable such as #game#, that needs to be replaced, that needs to be replaced by a public value, by a concrete value such as Fortnite, then this core text string should contain the concrete value, I'm not even a Fortnite player, it's just the last game that I saw, so that's what's in my brain. And that's a word now, save it. And this core text string should contain the concrete value, not the variable name. Example. An example would be that. Hey Kelsey. Hey Kelsey, how's it going? How's your night? There we go. So that's an example of full text. And I think, yes. That means that the HTTPS is part of what gets written there. And I'm not sure about that. I'll leave that. Not worried about that. So, okay, another vaguely productive one to start small values of productive. I'm pretty good. I was supposed to go to board games, but not enough people said they were coming, so we decided to cancel it, and that meant that I could stream and get some more coding done. And I almost didn't, and then I was like, no, I'm gonna do it. Damn it, I'm gonna do it. So I'm pretty proud of myself just for doing this right now. It is a good thing. So example here is this. Okay, but that's an example where it's written from the title. You're sorry for what? I didn't see it. What happened? Was there a mistake? I didn't see it. I forgive you. Haha. Working night getting axed. Oh yeah, it's okay. Like I wanted to go, but it was also like, it's one of those things that's like I'll miss it because I won't get to play board games as much this week. But when you have other things you want to do, there's always too many things, and your hobbies conflict with each other. And then when people cancel on you, it's like it's a little bit of a blessing, you know. Like I won't have the social time and the fun of board games, but I also won't. I also like get tonight to not drive. I get to like do the thing that's like really on my brain, which is trying to fix this issue. So let me do examples. Those are examples where the text comes out of the Twitch title, the stream title. More work on the exposure bot. Yes, exactly. It's not the most interesting bot for some people, but it's the one that I need to fix first before I'm comfortable working on the other ones. It doesn't have to be finished and ready for everyone to use, but it has to be good enough that it's not spamming people with like the same message over and over. So I'm gonna work on it until it's good enough, and then I will go work on another bot, because I got a lot of other bots I want to make. Or I'll finally start doing something besides coding. I've gotten really into a pattern of coding a lot. Okay, so here's one. Let's put that. Full text. That would be this, space, this. And then this would be the core text. And then I need one more example. I need an example that's that has a game variable in it, like hanging out, playing game, stored tweets. Hanging out, playing, what's a game I would actually play? Mouse battery low. Oh no. I have batteries. I'll get them when it really dies. You do you, man. I'm just vaguely listening to a more document transcription. That sounds like a blast. What's a game that I've played? Thimbleweed Park. Hanging out, playing Thimbleweed Park, and then the other version of that is this with this. Excuse me. There we go. There we go. Pennies on the task wheel. Oh, I don't know what that means. Sounds interesting. Oh, sleepy boy. He slept with me last night. I mean, I brought him in, but he's dead. Oh, it adds up, slowly filling that Nintendo Switch fund. Nice. Oh, the pay sucks. Oh. Oh. I see. I get it. Hanging out, playing Thimbleweed Park. Okay. So then I'm not storing the source text. I could. I don't think I want to. No, I don't want to. I don't want to. I'm sorry the pace looks. I'm sorry you're doing something that's not super great, but do what you gotta do. Do what you gotta do. I'll make a few dollars, do some transcription, subtitling work through crappy clients, and you enjoy the work. Well, hey, that's something. That's pretty good. Except for the crappy clients. Otherwise, pretty good. Okay, so my idea is that I don't parse the core messages. I just replace the hash game hash with the game, if it exists, and this means that my data in the database is incorrect now because occasionally you get to do a cool thing. Can you tell me an example of a cool thing that you get to do? What's a cool thing? What sort of cool thing? Excuse me, I'm just getting power cable from my phone. I want to look in the database and take it sleazy. I want to make sure I'm doing this in the right order. Oh, Nibbler. He keeps thinking he's not sleepy, and then he gets up and he stretches, and then he's like, nope, still sleepy. Good boy. This one. This is the table. So in this table, query, no, scan, that index, and this is the data. These are all the tweets. Here's one that got deleted. That's cool, so that's working. Here's the one that I just did. That's cool. One time I subtitled 15 minutes of a community town hall to discuss issues with this one pornography law California shot down a year or so ago. That sounds interesting. I was actually thinking, like, I have my California ballot, and you can't show your completed ballot or your filled out ballot publicly. It's illegal to show your ballot if you filled it out, because they're trying to make it so people can't buy each other's votes. But you can talk about who you're going to vote for, and you can show the supporting materials. So I was thinking about doing a political stream of just like, let's read the ballot, and let's go through and research all of the things to vote on, people and things, and vote on them, and select them. But I didn't do it. Maybe I'll do it. A lot of California legislature committee meetings. That's cool. Vaguely well-meaning, but lots of devils in the details. Yeah. Yeah. WWE matches. Proposition for voters. Yeah. The pornography laws are usually not good. They're usually regulated in a way that's not good. Not nice. Not helpful. So these two strings, oh, that's interesting. Okay, so very interesting. So this is actually supporting a little bit what I was already thinking of doing, which is leaving the emojis in the core text if they were part of the original source text, this is sort of a bug because I didn't intend for it to do this, but it's what I intend now. So in the case of when it comes from the title of the Twitch stream, if the source text there has an emoji, which I did type one today, then that ends up in the core text. If it comes out of the strings in the system here, then I believe the code that's currently deployed will remove those emojis. Oh no, I'm wrong. The core text. Alright, so whatever I thought it was doing, it's not doing that anyway. I think it was just that I was like making sure the core text was super clean in terms of having nothing but ASCII characters. And removing other things before comparing things, and it was just getting too much, and I realized I don't need to do that. It's pointless. So I'm gonna fix my code to not even try. A little angry today. I had to do a segment at the White House press secretary file. Oh God, just listening to it, much less transcribing it. I can only imagine. My sympathies. College lectures, documentaries, IT pro TV shows, web shows. Neat. Well, I think I should say for the sake of keeping a nice stream, let him load at the monitor. That seems perfectly rational to me. Bye, Nibbler. Nibbler's gonna go look for some food. Can you get out? I closed the door part of the way. Can you open it? Open the door, Nibbler. Open the door. Pull it. You can do it. Don't push. Pull. Squeeze through. You can't figure out how to open the door. Okay. I got you. Okay. Okay. Nibbler's this wide. The door opening was this wide. He was putting his paw through. He didn't know how to open the door. He hasn't learned that yet. That's okay. Town hall was good. Outside of my usual client channels, paid much better. Oh, that's nice. that is very nice. Okay, so it looks like my data is pretty good. It's actually what I want it to be. What about the Domo Arigato one? Is that... Yeah. Yeah. I think that's... Oh, actually, I'm not sure. That's strange. So some of these went in differently from other ones. So these two had musical notes and some other non-ASCII characters, and the Cortex went in without that. But then this one... Ah, I see. So when I'm doing them live and inserting them in the database one at a time, that piece of code is doing what I now want, which is the Cortex to be unaltered. But when I like filled the database before, I didn't do it very well. And that's mostly going to take care of itself, because the filling was... I'll have to change the code for filling at some point. But for backfilling the database with existing tweets that I've written manually before, or that I had tweeted with the system, but I hadn't had a database at the time. None of that really matters in the long run. It's only really useful for if someone has been tweeting already, and whenever they're streaming on Twitch, and they want a database of what they've tweeted before so they don't repeat those tweets, it's really not that important. Not a very important feature at all. Let me just see something. When are these going to get deleted? Epoch converter. Epoch timestamp to human date. And I think, okay, May 28th. So in like 11 days, most of these will get deleted. Because they all have the same epoch, roughly, don't they? ETL? Sorta? I'm not sure. I think so. So, so those will take care of themselves. I don't really have to fix them. Rambling about this, I did some quick calculations and looked at some stuff. Like how much you get paid per hour? Or what? Town Hall paid in barter, not cash. But easiest $70 worth of goods I ever made. Hey, nice. If it's barter for an item or some items that you need. Nothing wrong with barter. Hadn't realized that it was that much at the time. Well, that's sweet. That's excellent. Alright, so if that's what core text is going to mean now, then I need to make sure these compile. I need to make sure this makes sense. And write tests and delete some stuff. So processed relevant core messages. This is new. And this is from here. Processed relevant core messages basically means it's been processed. The source message has become the core message. But I'm going to remove parse core message because that would remove things like musical notes, and I no longer want to do that. So now cleanup. It's no longer about cleaning up so much as it's about processing variables into concrete values. So I'm going to call this process. That's not how you spell process. That's how you spell process. So now processed messages are processed core, and then this is a bit long, so we're going to go messages. Processed core messages. So then we find unused messages and find most forgotten message. I may combine these into one method. I'm not sure yet. It would have a funny name if I did. But I was starting to think I didn't want to do this processing over and over in each of these. That was already a nasty code smell. But also, so here's find unused messages. So this is incorrect. I need to change this. Process relevant core messages. Processed. Yeah. I don't need to say relevant. That's not... The concept of being relevant or not being relevant is out of scope for this method. So processed core messages. For each processed core message, we get the core message. We don't parse it, we don't replace, we assume it's already done because of the name. Then we have core message here, and I believe that's it. Hang on. So the proposal was before you have, was after you've replaced the game variable with the game concrete value, but the core message used to be after you've removed musical notes and stuff from the proposal. And then that was where it was getting to the point where like, oh my god, there's too many different things and I don't even need them. This madness must stop. So now the core message includes the musical notes and therefore can be added to messages not used recently. And that goes away. That is much better. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. And now there's a little more red stuff. So the red stuff here is, looking over on the right, there's some red dots that tell me that it doesn't compile yet. And that's because find most forgotten message, I haven't finished writing yet. I was starting to write it, and I was like, I reached the point of like, am I really gonna keep on parsing core messages over and over again? Of all these things over and over, like again and again? It didn't make any sense. So that's when I realized that I don't want to do that. And what I want to do is, this is processed core messages. This is also processed core messages. And so for each processed core message, we'll call this core message. We do not parse the core message out. Find all usages of this message. Okay, so then tweet, stream, collect, and then I was looking at collect, and I didn't understand what it was. It's not what I thought it was. I think I want either filter or map or something. I don't know what collect is for yet. I tried to learn about it, and it was like, there's something in Groovy called collect. It's not that. It's totally different. So I need to, I just want to write something. I want to write this so that it makes sense, and then move on with deleting the concept of parsing core messages. There's a lot of things I want to do at once, and it's hard to go. It's hard to do them all in order when I'm like, no, it needs to be ready to test now. And it's hard to break it down into pieces and not forget a piece. But I think I have this. I need to make sure. Write tests for this method. No, not this method. Oh, and string game doesn't matter anymore because we're not using that. So this doesn't do that. It doesn't have game passed in because it's not where it gets replaced. Instead, write tests for this method, including tests that where source messages, where source message has hash game hash. Okay, now I can relax a little bit because I have a note about that. I didn't want to forget. So now tweets, stream, I'm still learning streams, but here we go. So for each of the core messages, we want to go through the tweets to find all of the tweets that contain this core message as the core message of the tweet. With a little bit of margin for error using Levenshtein distance, the number of characters that you have to change to get from one string to another string. Our string similar, which I wrote yesterday on stream, is the new way to do that. That they will just be within 30% of each other, of the length of the longer string, of the two strings. So tweet, stream, filter, and hopefully that's not very intensive for the processor and for the memory. I don't think it is. Depends how much data there is to process, I suppose. Filter, tweet, stream, filter, tweet. For each tweet, we're going to do t.getCoreText. We're going to call our strings similar core message. Our strings similar t.getCoreText and core message. If they are similar, we want them. So those are the usages of the message. Oh, I forgot. You have to do an extra magic spell at the end, which is this. Close that. Close parent for filter. Collect. Oh, I did this earlier. It's collections dot blah blah blah. What do they call it? Collection, here it is. Collectors.toList. Turn new collector, info, supplier, list, array list, blah blah blah, blah 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 blah. Returns a collector that accumulates the input elements into a new list. There are no guarantees in the type, immutability, serializability, or thread safety of the list returned. More control over the return list is required. Use toCollection supplier. Okay. Well, anyway. So here's this. And just because I don't really like line wrapping a whole lot, I'm going to do this. It still wraps, but I can fix it. Here we go. Still wraps, but I can fix it. Collect to list. What? Collect. Oh. Maybe if I put this here. And then what's your problem? Result is ignored. Well, let's not ignore it. Let's get it. So this is tweets that use this message. Tweets with this message. And then this thing here is a predicate. This will be filter has similar core. Doesn't quite fit. Similar core. So the predicate is similar core. Does it have filter for things with similar core? Then, I suppose what I could do is this. What does this do? Stream. Oh, there's two kinds of stream. Bummer. I already have another class called stream, so I'm not allowed to shorten it. I have to use the whole thing if I want to do it that way. That's too bad. And then if I do this, not perform refactoring. Why not? Ooh. toList. Okay. That generates for me what I need, which is all of the mumbo jumbo that goes on the left here. And similar core. Let's take out the word core. So predicate, similar. Our string similar, core message, core text, and core message. Collector, stored tweet, whatever, list of stored tweet, toList, collectors, toList. Alright, that's how you do that. Tweet stream filter. Filter the ones that are similar and make a list out of them. There. Is that better than iterating? I don't know. It's a little shorter. It's certainly hard to read. But once you know what it means, not so bad, I guess. So tweets with this message. So then find the most recent usage of this message. Find all usages. So this is all usages. Let's call this usages. 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 Then we want to do the oldest one. Usages. How do we do the oldest one? Well, I don't know. Any match and unmatch for each ordered for each min. Min. Let's find out about min. Returns the minimum element of the stream according to the provided comparator. Boom. Hi, Nibbler. Min. So I don't want min, I want max. Same idea. I want the most recent usage, so the maximum one of these things. Stored tweet, colon, get timestamp. That doesn't seem like a good thing. Non-static method cannot be referenced from a static context. It's not, it's, wait, what? Comparator. Oh, comparator. Oh, okay. Yeah. Alright, so if it's gotta be a comparator, that's not a comparator. A comparator is... Let me get an example. Example time. Java streams max. Example. Max and min example. What? Comparator comparing. Oh, that's how you do it. Thank you. Comparator comparing stored tweet. Get timestamp. Great. And then it's an optional. I don't want that. Do I want to assume that it's in there? Yes. I do. I want to do get. Which means no optional. Just do it. Just assume it's there, because I said so. There's the tweet. Okay, which means this can be the, I'll just say by timestamp. That's the comparator. Max by timestamp, get. Optional get without is present check. Huh. I guess it doesn't like that. I guess it doesn't think that's a good idea. Is present. Okay. Hi, Nibbler. Welcome back. Are you in frame? Not really. Handsome boy. Oh no, I broke it. Let me fix it. No, don't play with the wires. No, it's not fun at all. No. Look, you're on camera. You're so handsome. Yeah. Good boy. Good boy. Yeah, have a seat. Clean your body. So we get the tweet, Clean your butt. Lick your butt, Nibbler. It's okay. They allow that on Twitch. If you're a cat. Okay, so it doesn't want me to do this. It's giving me a warning, and I take warnings seriously, because they usually are there for a very good reason. So I'm not going to do the get. I'm going to follow the rules. I'm going to do the tweet. What am I looking for? Most recent usage of this message. Usage. Something like that. If usage is present, well, let's just do, I don't know. I don't have a plan. I'm just doing stuff. Is the usage present? Then usage.get. Otherwise, null, because there isn't anything. So if the tweet, this is the most recent usage? Most recent usage. Yes. Max timestamp. So most recent usage is this. And if that's not null, we'll put it into what is wrong with this? Can be replaced with single expression in functional style. Do it. Do it. Usage or else null. Okay. Sounds good to me. Then, or I can do this. So basically, I want to find the most recent use of the most forgotten message. So I think what I want to do is I want to make a list of stored tweets where these are the most recent usages of process core messages. Most recent usages. So for each of the messages, there's a most recent usage, and I want to get all those most recent usages. And that then I will know which of those tweets is the oldest, and therefore contains the message that has gone the longest without being used, and is therefore the most forgotten. The core message that has gone the longest without having been used. Yes, 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 yes. Okay. Most recent usages equals new array list. Now this situation down here, basically I want to add the tweet to this list if and only if the usage is found. I'm almost certain that based on the logic I have elsewhere, it's always going to be there, but I could not assume that, and it's fine. It'll work perfectly well if I don't make that assumption. So usage. So if it's present, then we will add usage. Good boy, Nibbler. .get. And it's still giving me a warning. Replace this with functional style. Usage if present. Most recent usages add. Okay. Okay. Consumer. Oh, that's what a consumer is. So a consumer is a block to be executed if a value is present. Huh. And this will call add on most recent usages and presumably pass in whatever gets used in here. Yes. A value is not null consumer except null. Yes. Yes. Okay. Which means this would just go here. And I don't need this. Or this. And now it's streams. Now it's functional programming. Is it better? I really, really don't know. But it's definitely more streamsy. It gets me more of these ugly red things on the side. Overrides method in consumer. I don't know why those are there. So then, most recent usages. Contents are updated but never queried. I know, I'm getting to it. I'm getting to it. I know. So, now that we've done that, we probably have the list of tweets that, where each one contains a different message, and If all of these process core messages were all different, which they probably are, maybe. We have the most recent usage for each one, and now we want to find the oldest, the least recent, oldest one of those tweets, and find out what its message is. So most recent usages, stream, min, comparator, comparing, stored tweet get timestamp, again, which is weird, because that's the comparator. I should probably just make one of those. So comparing, what does it give you? Accepts a function that extracts a comparable sort key from a type. Returns a comparator of t that compares by that sort key. The returned comparator is serializable if the specified function is also serializable. So by last name, comparator comparing person get last name. Is it thread safe? Is my question. Is it safe for me to use it over and over again? Probably. I don't know. Hope so, because I'm doing it. So min by timestamp. So I want the minimum one by timestamp. And then I want to do if present. No. It's or else get or else. Or else get. If present. it equals null. Which, in that case, doesn't have any warnings, doesn't have anything it can automatically fix and replace. That's okay. I might be able to make it a little nicer. For one thing, I could use a ternary operator, which some people hate. But I don't hate it as long as it reads well. So, most forgotten message, min is present. Then, well, no, that's not quite right yet. Min is present, then min get dot get core text, otherwise null. So if we just get rid of this and get rid of this, I mean, it's short. Short isn't always better. So return is min present, then min get core text, otherwise null. It's correct. It's correct and it's short. Is it readable? It depends how much you understand streams, which I am a novice at Java streams, but I'm getting a little better each time I use them. And min is not a good name. This should be what is this? Most forgotten tweet. No. This is the newest tweet with the most forgotten message. It doesn't matter that it's newest. Tweet. Tweet with most forgotten message. And it's not even that. It's an optional around it. So maybe we will just call it opt. It's an optional containing something. The optional, the stored tweet. Most recent usage of stream min by timestamp. Yeah. Find the most recent usage of core message. Then this, I want to document this. This is find the oldest, instead of most recent, let's say newest. Find the newest usage of core message. Find the oldest tweet in most recent usages. Okay, I think that's correct. Now I have to write some tests to see if I'm right. And I have to push the boundaries of what gets passed in here. There's no other way. Can I tell it to make a unit test for this? That would be so nice. No, it doesn't do that. Does it? I don't think so. Go to test. Composer spec. Create new test. Class name. Well. What? Composer spec. Find most forgotten message and find unused messages and pick novel message. Okay. In source test Groovy. Yes, please. Error. Update existing class. I think so. I'm just not sure what it's gonna do since it was surprised by the request. And I don't want to mess it up. So let's go do something else. Let's first see if I have anything to commit in that class. I do not. Composer, converter, and stored tweet. Okay, so stored tweet, let's start with this. Document intended use of full text and core text. Composer. Okay, so now wait a minute. Find unused messages. So that already has a few tests that I wrote yesterday. Okay. Unused messages. Sure. Yeah. So now, blurp, 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 blurp. Kelsey, Joe, I was gonna go to bed. I checked Twitter because I'm done. Now I'm baking pancakes is stuck in my head. You're welcome. I never had baking pancakes. I've never made them. I've had bacon and pancakes. I've even had them together, but I've never made bacon pancakes. Yeah, I need to write more of those because I actually tweet that a little more often than I would like. But it's a good one. I like it. You're not dumb. Checking Twitter before bed is just natural. Neither have I. Yes, your Twitter bot does. My Twitter bot is just ripping it off. It knows. It knows. Bacon pancakes would be delicious. More delicious than Twitter bots. Right, Nibbler? Are your eyes open? Nibbler doesn't close his eyes all the way when he sleeps. It's funny. So find unused messages has tests, but find most forgotten message, not so much. Let's see what we can do here about that. No. Go to test. If I click composer spec, it just opens the class. I see. If I do go to test and then I do create new test and I click find most forgotten message and I change this to spec, then it says, do you want it in Groovy? Yes. And then it says, error, it's already there. Do you want to update it? Cannot create class. Composer spec. File already exists. Well, okay. That's fine. Unless I do this. Let me try one more time. Go to test. Create new test. Take the defaults, but add in these. Okay. And put it in Groovy, but let it be called composer test, so it's a new class. Then do you want to add it? No, I don't want to add it to Groovy to get. And it gives me that, which is something. Given, when, then, to do, implement stimulus, implement assertions. Yay! Okay, that's not very interesting. I just wanted to see what it would do. So let's go to composer spec and let's do some stuff. Try this again. Good night, jerk. Alright. Good night, Kelsey. Bacon pancakes, making bacon pancakes. Got some bacon and I put it in a pancake. Bacon pancakes, that's what I'm gonna make. Bacon pancakes. Test find most forgotten message. What I want to do is, should find most forgotten message, and then I'll deal with what the cases are as I write this. Given, which is the same as setup, I believe. Given. Should use just label given. I don't know. I've been saying setup. Let's say setup. It's the same thing. When the moon hits your eye like a big pizza pie, that's a unit test. Composer. What the hell is going on? Oh, I didn't. Yeah. Composer. Let Red Rover come over. New composer. And then composer, find most forgotten message from a list of strings and a list of stored tweets. Okay. And what I need is for those tweets that I'm generating to have core text and timestamp. Other than that, I don't care too much. I could use the big blob of real data that I have from before, but it's kind of hard to work with because it's just too much to read. So it's hard to write the assertions in advance and be sure that the code is working correctly. It's just too much to look at. So instead, it's also not very good data. Not very representative. So instead, let's do this. So find forgotten message needs a list of strings. Oh wait, sorry, what are these called? Processed core messages. And tweets. So the processed core messages are find most forgotten message. So we expect that this method should only be called, I think, should only be called from if all of the messages have been used up in these tweets. So there's a tweet, there's at least one tweet for every core message. Probably several tweets for some of the core messages. That's the idea. So let's do the case where there are multiple of each. And let's do it abstractly and simply. So this tweet method I have here takes this, but I also need something that takes a timestamp. Zoned date time. Yes, Nibbler. Actually, let's do string, timestamp string. And this will be I'm thinking. So this one will call the other one with text and probably needs to be valid. So let's do 2018 5 to time 3 5 34 C. Just a random time. So that's for the ones where we don't care about timestamp. For the other ones that I'm about to do, I'm going to pass in a string like this, and I'm going to do this. Zone date time parse timestamp string. Oops. Oops. Pardon me. Timestamp. Timestamp. And then the timestamp's going to go right here. Okay, great. And you know what? This is really going to be full text and core text, so let's do this. Text plus the link. Bye, Nibbler. Lowercase? Yeah, lowercase. Nibbler heard that there's food. He's gonna go eat. Okay, good. And now my new test is down here. Here we go. We're gonna tweet with some text. It's gonna say, hello there. And then it's gonna have a date. The date is gonna be 2018. What's today? May 17th. May 17th. What time is it? 9:02. Whatever. 902, doesn't this need seconds? Yes, it does need seconds. So that means the other one is incorrecto. Because I didn't put seconds. Yes, I did. 3, 5, 34. Okay. Great. So, just needs a Z on the end to be correct. And so we have tweets, process core messages. Do these need to be in order? It doesn't matter if they're in order, and that's important. So the answer is they don't need to be in order, and let's just make sure they're not in order. So we can tweet a bunch. These are process core messages, not tweets. Oh. These are tweets. Okay. So as someone said in chat last night, given a tweet sequence of messages A, B, C, D, A, the one that's been used the least, the one that's been used A, B, C, D, A, the most forgotten message is B. It's the one that's gone the longest without having been used. A has been used recently. So has C. I should have done it like this. B would be the one that is used the most recent. Has been the most forgotten. The message that has gone the longest without having been used. So let's do. We could do these in a simple way like this, in order. One, two, three, four, 5, 6. So then this could be hello there, let's chat, or come hang out. And then hello there, come hang out. Here I am. Slow down, move too fast. And then, hello there and come hang out. Well, let's do come hang out and hello there. The one that is that has gone the longest without having been used is here I am. So that's what I expect to see. Processed core messages in this simplest case are hello there, come hang out, in no particular order, except to make it haphazard. Slow down, you move too fast, and that's it. I would like to switch these two parameters for readability. Let's do that. Refactor, change signature. Move that up. Refactor. Done. That was nice. That means that now these line up vertically, and I can read the relative timestamps easily, and then the text has a ragged right, which it should, and that's much better. Glad I thought of that. So now, those are the tweets, those are the core messages. This needs processed core messages and tweets, and the result should be here I am. Core message. Most forgotten. Core message equals that's too long. Let's just do message. Then message equals here I am. Alright, so that's one case. Simplest case. Does it work? Is it correct? Ah, right. Doesn't work because this doesn't compile, so delete this. Delete. And the composer spec doesn't have any other garbage in it, so there we go. Try again. Gonna try it again. It works! Green line, yay! That's great. So it probably works in general. So let's try another example. Find most forgotten message. Let's try an example where one of them is, oops, this isn't used. Oops, this isn't used. And wait a minute. This wait a minute, this is random. Okay, so now there's a message that's in here, in the list of tweets that's not from the source, as well as a list that's in the source, the core messages, that is not in the tweets. Should find most forgotten message when not all messages and tweets match each other. And I'm pretty sure that I protected for this case because it's still the same result. That's correct. That's correct. And if I, yes, if I change the order around, let's do that. When tweet order is, when tweets are out of order, shouldn't matter, but let's just make sure. We'll just move this here. Hey, I hate coding. Do you hate coding? Is this the stream for you if you hate coding? Is it though? Here I am, and let's move that. How are you doing? I hate coding. How was your day? I hope you didn't have to code. Hey, Nibbler. So this should be identical because all I did was rearrange the order in the list, which isn't supposed to matter. Looks good. Having a terrible night with C++. Any chance you can give me an answer about namespaces and includes? I said no to C++ after my first C++ class, and I switched to the Java track because it's pretty terrible. Don't hate coding, but having a bad moment. I'm just thinking your permanent label says something about you. Oh, Nibbler, cleaning your face after dinner is so cute. No, I know very little about that subject. C++, namespaces, and includes. There's a couple people in chat. You could try putting your question in chat, but obviously there are better places on the internet with more people who might be able to help, who might know something about C++ and namespaces and includes. I used to know something about that. I have forgotten it out of disinterest. You can give it a try. If your question is coherent, I can do what I can to express some level of familiarity with something. But no promises, because I don't C++ no more. Okay, so that's pretty good. What am I missing? So I still need a case where I want to make sure I have a case. Like, I'm just going to make a bunch of tests for this. Because I'm not so used to streams in Java that I trust this code the way I would trust a bunch of for loops, just because of my familiarity, so I need extra tests to feel better about it. Guess I'll try to formulate it. Might even help. Carry on. Yeah, formulating the question is like half the work. Making it something that if you saw this question and you knew the answer, would you be able to tell the answer based on this question? Is this question sufficient? Which means boiling your application down to the bare minimum of what causes the problem. And even that will teach you something. If it's a Java question, you'll have much more luck with me, or JavaScript. Possibly C? Probably not. Usages. Yeah. So this is all fine. I feel better and better about it the more that I test it. So what are some cases? What are some cases for this? Well, there could be no messages and a bunch of tweets. There could be no tweets and a bunch of messages. There could be stuff like that. Let's do that. So what if there are, when there are tweets, but no core messages, no source core messages. Alright, so core messages is empty, and tweets is a bunch. And then, I want to go back to the more readable list where they're all in order. So now find most forgotten message. And it's supposed to be from the list of process core messages, just to say there ain't none. So then tweets, process core messages, I expect this to be null. Probably. I hope so. Is it null? It's null! Okay, let's go back. Let's copy that first one again. That's the most pleasant of the bunch. And we'll call it when there are messages. There are messages, but no tweets. And the message will be null. The important thing, I mean, clearly it has to be, it can't match anything. There is nothing for it to match. I'm just exercising the streams code to make sure that the result is null and it's not some other problem, some null pointer exception or something, or infinite loop, or who knows. So that's fine. Then let's do another one. Where tweets and messages do not match. So there's some tweets, but the messages are entirely stuff that's like, what? Hey there, ho there, and I love you, and what? Double quotes. What's up, y'all? So none of those match. Where no tweets and messages match. And I hate coding. I'm happy to be your rubber ducky to talk your problem through. Whether I can actually answer remains to be seen. Message null. Well, that's, yes, supposed to be null. But when you talk your programming problem through to a rubber ducky, it can help you solve your problem. Message equals null. Great. So that's most of the cases. That's some of the cases. What are the other cases? Let's do Oh, let's do a case where the one that I do choose has been used twice. Yes. Well, I can do that anyway. I don't necessarily need... it's a redundant test, isn't it? Probably. Let's just do it here. And let's make this 0, and there's another here I am. So now the one that has gone the longest but hasn't been used is still here I am. Fantastic. Okay, I am satisfied. I am done testing this method. Find most forgotten message. So where does this get used? Ah, feels good to have tested it. So here, fresh messages, find unused messages. Do I have good tests for find unused messages? Find unused messages. I have some tests. Yeah, I think they're pretty good. I wrote them yesterday. I think they're pretty good. If there are no unused messages, then find most forgotten message, and that'll be the new message. Otherwise, pick one of the find unused messages at random. What? Pick one of the fresh messages at random, because it's not empty, there's something in it. So we'll pick a thing from inside it. Random next int this, we could just do that. Fresh messages get, random next int, fresh messages size, new message. This is pick novel message. Do I have good tests for pick novel message? Probably not. Because I was writing the test for the smaller little methods first. For the smaller methods first. And now that I'm satisfied that those work, they are this one and this one, then the rest of this is code that I wrote the code, but it doesn't call other methods that I wrote, except for rstring similar. So what do we do? Okay, so we're not going to parse the core message. We don't do that anymore. Title. Or text. Okay, we don't do that anymore. So title, the match is title, core text of any of the tweets. If any of the tweets is similar to has a core text that's similar to the title will be the core text of the tweet that uses the title. Hey Nibbler, you're so cute. Let me see if you're in frame. You're not. I'm gonna fix your frame. I'm gonna fix your camera. Crackle, 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 crackle. Get this over your face. Because people don't come here to see me. They come here to see you clean yourself. That's right. You're a star. You're a star. Don't bite me. Good boy. I said don't bite me. Okay. Okay. He didn't bite me. He's a good boy. Oh, I look so red. Oh, well. So now, what am I doing? I'm gonna write some unit tests for pick novel message. Here we go, pick novel message. Here we go, here we go, here we go. Or, I could check this in. Let's see, converter. Composer spec. Well, I can do all that, but then I would need to check in at least some of this. and that might cause some errors. So maybe I'll do a little more first. Composer spec. What we want is this. Pick novel message. Should pick a novel message. So that will be the when. And then there's a setup, and then there's a then clause. When. So the setup will be composer, composer, equals new composer. I feel like, how did that work? That's really weird that it let me do that. I don't know, but it doesn't really matter because here we need a random with a known outcome. So we're gonna do that. Labels don't move very well in IntelliJ, considering how they're used by Spock. It thinks that I want to keep this statement with this label, and that's not really what I want to do, but it's okay. It's a bug. It's a minor bug in Spock IntelliJ integration. They would just blame each other. So then, no, copy and undo. Here we go, yo. That's it. When composer dot epic novel message. So we get title. We got. Let's copy these and make them variables up here. Title. List of string relevant messages, recent tweets, game. And I will sort out what those are in a moment. Pick novel message, title, relevant messages, recent tweets, game. Then, and then the result is a message. Then the message is something. Okay, so now the title of the stream. Title, let's do some moderately close to real world example. So here's one. Here's my title. With double quotes. Contains an apostrophe. Turns out I'm unexpected, but tonight free, so I'm streaming some more progress, fixing bugs in a Twitter bot. And then there's an emoji. But this part is not part of the title. That's added on by this bot after reading the title and doing the tweet. Relevant messages. The relevant messages will be relevant messages. Well, I want a little bit of... I basically just want to handle some cases. They don't have to be as numerous or as long as the real thing, but they just need to have a bunch of stuff represented. So let's be representative of the types of things that exist. So if this were the list of messages, and I don't think it's gonna be, that would work, but I don't want it to be that way. So I'll keep a few of these weird ones that have like new lines and emojis and non-ASCII characters, and then I'll take out a bunch of other ones. Okay. I don't need that many of these in this style. Okay, there we go. Now, recent tweets will be tweets, recent tweets, relevant messages. Oh, but I do need some of them to contain game. Right. Yeah. So game. Let's talk about game. Game equals, if it were this data set, logically it should be, the game should be called programming because that's what Twitch calls it. You know what? That'll work. Game programming. Then we're gonna add an example in here that's gonna say game on stream. Period. And technically, because these are only meant to be used with the programming thing, this should still work. You can use hashmark game hash in any section of the corpus of available messages. So that's going to be fine. Why is this red? Because there's too many close braces. So now, recent tweets. Recent tweets is going to be, let's see. Since all we care about is the core text and the date, I'm going to do the same thing I did before, which is tweet the timestamps. Let me do something like this. And we'll do, oh wait, interesting. So relevant messages is really source messages that are not core. Relevant messages. Okay. Let's change this to not relevant messages, but source messages. And where does this get called from? Pick novel message is called from right here. This giant method that I will be changing eventually, which starts up here and says compose. This is compose. Okay. And that's relevant messages. Yeah. So source messages. Cool. Composer spec. Here we go. Game on stream. Yes. So, what is my point here? I don't know. I'm thinking. I think I want to make a few of these variables. Message 1 equals this. Two, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5. This big one full of weirdness. Another big one full of weirdness. And I'm gonna lose this one. Move this, oops. I'm gonna move this one up just because I don't feel like that special one should be at the end. I feel like it should be in the middle for some reason. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 4, 5, 6. All take out any commas that might have snuck in. And let's do message 1, message 2, message 3, 4, 5, 6. Neat. Now this is these tweets, let's mix it up a little bit and just say we used, should pick a novel message. Well, which case? Which case do I want? I don't know yet. I might parameterize some of this. I don't know yet. I'm thinking. Some of them are easy to parameterize, some of them are hard. If I do, well, I have 6. 6 is a lot. Let's not have 6. Let's get rid of this one. Let's move this here and get rid of this one. And let's get rid of this one. So we have three available messages. Is that enough data? I guess so. So now let's start with message 3. Timestamp. Okay, so this is basic something. So let's do message 3, then message 1, then message 2, then title, then message 3 and message 1, for instance. And maybe up here there's one that says message 3. Maybe here there's one that's like some old title. Okay? And so glancing at this, since they've all been used, the oldest, the one that's gone the longest without having been used recently is message 2. So we should get message 2. But the relevant message is supposed to have this. The message 2 is supposed to be programming on stream. Because the tweet text is this is not the right sentence here, not the right variable name. Relevant messages should be source messages. Source messages contain the variable, not the concrete value for the variable. Okay. So then message equals programming on stream. For this case, I think that's probably correct. That's what I want it to do. Let's see if it does it. Good. Pick a novel message when all messages have been tweeted. Next example, because I don't think this is something Spock can easily handle with a where clause, is should pick a novel message when some messages have not been tweeted recently. So the recent tweets are these, and if message 3 hasn't been tweeted, then message 3 is the only one that should be eligible. Polymathic Man is now, what does it say? I can't see it. It is now following. Oh, thank you, Polymathic Man, for the follow. How's your night going? Let's see here. So then this should be message 3, which is the only one not used. Incorrect. Message 2 might be there. No, message 2 is used because game on stream is there. So it's not a great example. Well, this is when one message, that's the example, has not been tweeted recently. Then that's the only message that should get used. And that's basically true regardless of what the random seed is, and I could do that with a bunch of seeds just to make the point, but I don't want to. So now, when two messages have not been tweeted recently, you should pick an element when two messages have not been tweeted recently. Okay, so let's get rid of this. And then let's make the seed parameterized so this can be more than one test. Yeah. Where seed is one thing and result is another thing. So if seed was 99, that's going to be one kind of random, and then another kind of random is going to be, let's say message 3 was used twice and the title, so then message 1 and 2 have not been used. I'm doing that because they're shorter and I want to be able to fit them on the bottom. I can still do this. I can do some stuff. You know what? I don't have to do that. It's fine. I think it's fine. So the result will 50-50 chance at this point. It'll be, whoops, it'll be programming on stream, period. And then I'll do some more. Let's do 25. Then it will be the other one that hasn't been used. Okay, so this won't pass because I picked those numbers at random and I don't know which ones are going to work, but I can just switch them up. Interesting. Incorrect. So I didn't use this here. Message equals, let's call it expected. That's more clear than result. Yeah, the actual was programming on stream. Great. Okay, expected. So one of them was incorrect. We'll just swap these numbers and maybe we'll get lucky. The point is just going to be that for some random values you get one, for some you get the other. That's all. Expected live streaming, but got programming on stream. So we do this, and then let's just do a couple other ones and see if we get lucky that another one works out. Oh. You know what I forgot to do is this. Ha 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 ha. Ha 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 ha. Okay. My bad. Let's try it again. It's gonna fail and it's not gonna tell me which one's wrong. Oh my god. Oh. Yeah. Okay. For int I equals 1, let's find some seeds. Where I is less than 30, we will do this, and we will print out the I, and the message. And that will show us 30 examples, 29 examples of random results. That's not good. It's not good at all. Nope. Nope, nope, nope. Why is message 1 not showing up? Why? Why? I do not know. It very well could be a bug. So let's go to 100. And let's do this. If message is this one, then print that. Why is that happening? So for all these different randoms, 10,000 times, 10,000 different ones, the random doesn't seem to matter. Seed doesn't seem to affect the result. There it is. It does affect the result. It's just that when you put in a bunch of low numbers, sometimes they're very clumpy. Voltimalt. Hi, Voltimalt. Do I like steak? Yes, I do like steak. Do you like steak? How are you doing, Voltimalt? How's your night? Yeah, these are very clumpy, so that's fine. So I'll just have some seeds will produce one value and some seeds will produce the other. There. How do I like my steak cooked? It varies. I usually like it medium, honestly. Some people think that's gross. They think the only way to eat it is bloody rare. I think you should eat it the way you like it. I mostly like it medium. I think that's generally what I'll say in a restaurant. Sometimes, I used to say medium rare, but sometimes that's too rare. Depends on the chef. How do you like it? How do you like your steaks, Voltimalt? 2 hours, and if I had enough water, 8 ounces, 240 milliliters. Yes, I have. I have succeeded in that goal. Alright, that looks good. Let's get rid of this for loop that found the answer to my question. Just had to go to 10,000 to find the answers. You like yours raw? That's weird. No, it's not that weird. People eat it raw. Do I like chicken? Yes, I do. Do you? Everybody does, except for people who don't. Okay. So that's pretty good. When the two messages have not been tweeted recently, I think those are pretty good tests. What am I missing? I did one where there were no tweets, didn't I? Oh, no, that was a different thing. So let's do one where there's no tweets. Where there's no tweets. Pick an album message when no messages, when no relevant messages have been tweeted recently. Correct. That is, you can quote me. Everyone likes chicken. Everybody likes chicken except for those who don't. I think it's true. Also, tautologies are true. None of these have been tweeted recently. Okay, so some old title, and maybe another one, and whatever. So there's some tweets, but a lot of good they do. They don't match any of these texts. So I'm gonna get rid of part of this. And then I'm going to... What am I going to do? I'm gonna run it, and I'm gonna see what's wrong. I think I need to do another loop where I find out what seeds are gonna produce what results. Oh, right. Good point. Good point. So, So come join me on stream will be with an emoji. That'll be the title. The title is what's supposed to be used, and I forgot that that's the rule. That is a good rule. So if this, okay, let's do one of these as tweet text, and we'll do tweet text here. So we'll change, we'll make a parameter at the bottom of the test that says what that tweet text is. So maybe sometimes it's maybe another tweet, and then sometimes it's programming on stream, and sometimes it's come join me on stream with a hat. And then sometimes it's come join me on stream with no hat, which is still similar enough that I think it counts. I think it will be counted as the same. Oh no, the hat messed up the alignment because IntelliJ can't handle hats. They're not monospaced. I can change that. So seed cut. The cats are playing in the closet. That's what that noise was. Oops. Undo, 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 undo. Cut here, cut there, cut a little bit everywhere. Here, there isn't really a way that I know of to like change the order of these. You kind of have to just draw it yourself. And then I'll get rid of seed here. I'm also going to... No, I'm going to leave it alone. Even though it's not perfectly aligned, the expected is going to also have the hat, so there's no good solution. Let's see, so tweet text, oh no, that's not true. The expected will not have the hat in that case, but it will have the hat in a different case. So if the tweet text is maybe another tweet, that means that the title of the stream has not been tweeted recently, which means the title is the winner. And if some other thing here has been, let's keep the seeds the same until I have a reason to change them. What are you kittens doing in there? What are you doing? One moment, I'll only check on the kittens in the closet. Yeah, they're fine. They're just playing. Derp, 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 derp. Why is this red? What's your problem? I don't know. String and expected. Oh, there. Programming on stream. So, if the tweet text is anything other than come join me on stream, then we will get the expected come join me on stream. If the tweet text is come join me on stream, that means we are allowed to use one of the unused messages. When no relevant messages have been tweeted recently. Isn't that the one I just did? Oh, when 2 messages have not been tweeted recently. Oh, right. This is when no relevant messages have been tweeted recently. There's also a couple other things, isn't it? I guess so. No, not necessarily. So let's get rid of this line. And yeah, now it's going to be a random selection from 1, 2, or 3. And that's what I'm going to need the seed for both of these. So let's just guess. It'll be programming on stream for both of these. Or no, it'll be the... Yeah, I think that's right. I think that's what it turned out it was. Although that's when there were like 2 things that weren't used, now there's 3. so that makes the random results very different. Oh, I think I finally feel sore from, like, exercise a few days ago. It just happened. It just hit me. That's good. That's nice. Expected. So I'm thinking that's, oops, thinking that's here and here. All right, I think we're getting pretty close. just do it bit by bit. Put the musical note in. Put another musical note in after the new line. Put the non-ASCII character domo, which is a different rendering, here. Another musical note after the new line, right after the new line. But only one space after that. Then domo, then this, and no blanks after it. And collapse these together. Okay. So that should fix that data. But this has the same problem. Twitter bots, Twitter bots, Twitter bots. I'm coding bots with emoji. Okay. That looks like it should work. Run all the tests again. It might not work. There might be something else that doesn't match between a couple of different sets of data. Because I just changed another one. I would be a little bit surprised if it passed, because then that would mean that that piece of data doesn't matter. And I changed it even though it doesn't matter. Show the difference. Kind of strange. The actual is these. The expected is... What is this? Relevant messages. Find unused messages. Uh-huh. Confusing myself, I am. So these are the core messages. And I'm looking for tweets that don't use these. And for some reason, the results are coming out differently this time than they did before. And it's hard to cogitate about. Cogitate. Simply because... it's hard to look at this code. So here, this shouldn't be here. Or this, I'm gonna fix some more of this by putting musical notes and spaces after these things. The spaces, I'm doing the spaces wrong. Musical notes, I should be adding musical notes but not adding spaces. Shouldn't be any double spaces. That's incorrectamundo. Uh-huh. Okay. That shouldn't have an extra space, probably. Not sure. Yeah, I shouldn't have used that data. It's too much data. It's too hard to read. I should boil it down to be just what I need and nothing more. Real world data is too long. Can't read it, can't modify it easily. Can't be sure what's wrong with it when it's wrong. Huh. Like, I should be able to just look at the two data sets and be like, well, clearly I know what it is. So instead of that, let's figure out what's really going on here. So if the messages were these, and the tweets were these, and there's quite a few of those, but let's boil it down. Boil, boil, boil. So recent tweets 1. I'm going to shrink this a lot. We're gonna do tweet this. And another one of these. This one. Just that. Okay. Okay. And since the rules don't really care about the rest of this data, I don't need to fill it in. I'm gonna make it readable instead of complete. I had a feeling that I would want to do that. I just didn't follow that feeling to its logical conclusion. So this one is code and Twitter robots. Let's go get that from here. Or better still, let's remove that from here and remove that from here. We can do this one. How many more are there? A lot. Let's get rid of this one. It's a hassle. We'll keep the Domo Arigato one because its complexity makes it a distinctly interesting case. And that goes to here. Oh no. What? Yikes. How about this? How about that? Yay. Oh, that's what I should be doing. Not copy and pasting, but just going like this. And close. Yikes, yikes, yikes. Yikes, yikes, yikes. Okay. This becomes that. And get rid of this extra junk. Oh, so close. Yes. Manahas? M. Haynes. M. Haynes! Hi, M. Haynes. Thanks for following. How you doing, M. Haynes? How's your night going? Sometimes my streams are a little more dynamic than this one. Right now, I'm just slogging through getting the tests written. It's very important. Okay, so now I have the data in here, inside this test, and I can at least kind of look through it and be like, which ones are in which list? So here's live streaming, here's I think, here's I think is not on here. Here's programming, talking. Okay, we can do this. This one is on that list. This one is on that list. Demo Arigato, this one is on that list. Yodog is on that list. Working on that one is on the list. Doing a bit of that's on the list. And there we go. So now we can see which ones. Line 204 typo. Ooh. Code review. Thanks. Thank you, Spoon. Thank you so much. How are you, Spoon? So this one I expect to see... What am I trying to do? Find relevant messages that have not been tweeted recently. So what I expect to see is this one, doing some coding on a Twitter bot, live streaming some Twitter bot coding. That's here. Working on a Twitter bot while I live stream. I don't see that in the messages, so I don't expect that to be there. And I think that's part of the problem. Then making Twitter bots, that I expect to see. Yes, I expect to see supercalifragilistic because that's here, but it's not in here. Hanging out with chat. Come hang out. Wait. Come hang out. Come hang out is not present. Is it? I don't think so. Nope. Bye-bye. Okay. Still bulky, but it's somewhat more comprehensible. You doing well, amigo? You still doing game nights at Netflix? I am still doing game nights at Netflix, but tonight we canceled it because only 2 of us were going to show up for the first couple hours, and then 1 more person from Google is going to show up, and we collectively decided I don't feel like going there to play 2-player games for 2 hours and then 3-player games for another 2 hours. Let's all just take the night to do whatever else you might want to do if you didn't have board games to go play. And for me, that's working on this, trying to get it to the bitter end. The bittersweet end. It's not bitter. The sweet end. The it's done, it works, I can stop tinkering with it end that I'm really looking forward to, because it's not the most interesting application. It's good, but it's not a game, so it's not as interesting to look at or to see the results of. Yay, all the tests passed. All right, commit, review, code review. Spoon, remind me, because I'm bad with people's usernames and other identities. Because you're asked about the OSS events. Are you someone who works at Netflix, or who goes to Netflix, or how do you know about the OSS events? Because I can't remember our conversation about it. Please remind me. My memory is Swiss cheese, like on Quantum Leap. I've been jumping from life to life, putting right code that I once made wrong. So source messages, to do right message. Okay, get rid of the to do, because I did it. I don't need to do it. I did it. Yes. Pick novel message. I did do that. I included the where you have hash game. I did it. It was good. I changed this to title core message. Oh, right. That's the other thing. I need to go to converter, and I need to get rid of this. Get rid of this method. It's the wrong approach. So what this was doing was removing hashtags, removing links, making sure everything was ASCII only, and then removing multi-spaces and making them into single spaces. Eric! Oh! Hi, Eric. Eric Spoon is Eric Schoonover. Of course I know you, Eric. Philip Asgard and face palming error pages. Does it still work? I thought that it was hopelessly out of date. Netflix doesn't use it anymore. They shut down the last Asgard instances last year because they made Spinnaker instead. And since no one's maintaining Asgard, I would be surprised if it still worked with the rate at which AWS changes the rules. Okay, so Eric Schoonover is Spoon. I didn't know that. I've seen you in here before. Okay, so you haven't actually used it recently. That's understandable. It's pretty old. Things like that don't last forever. You've been gone since 2013. Well, I just thought, since you were using it at the next company, I thought you were. No, you were looking at building something like it, weren't you? Because we had that talk with your team about that. about what to do with AWS to learn from Netflix's good learnings. I get it. I get it. What are you up to, Eric Spoon? What are you up to, Spoon? Eric Spoon Schoonover? It just changes my whole context, because I know who you are. And when we've talked in here before, I had no idea that was you, because your name is Spoon. It just made me want to shout like the tick. Alright, so I need to get rid of this, but I am hesitant because there's parts of it that I like, and I'm thinking about it. Parsing existing tweets is just not a useful thing. It's really not. It's really not. I thought it would be. It's really not. So let's see where this gets used, and let's wipe it away. I don't want it. It's causing much more trouble than it needs to. Convert status to stored tweet. I don't think I want to do this anymore. Hang on. So that's one. And then there's converter spec. Where is this? Converter, convert status to stored tweet. Okay. Who calls this? That's right, yeah, we had that talk. The team did build a useful tool. Oh, you're welcome. I'm glad that they got something out of that conversation. I felt a little bit, at the end of the conversation, I was like, I don't know if that was what they wanted. I don't know if I gave them the good news. If they're happy about this news. It's the truth as I see it. Converter, convert status to something something. That's the backfiller. So that's assuming the backfiller is going to still exist. All I really have to do to make this go away is delete the backfiller. Do I like the backfiller? Not especially. Not especially. Let's delete it. I thought I liked it. I'm starting to think I don't. I think it just causes trouble. Parse core message. Let me do that again. Find usages. So if I can stop parsing core messages, that would make a lot of this a lot easier, a lot simpler, and better. Delete. Parse core message with real world long stream title. It's a technically neato thingy. It's absolutely not necessary. I understand that now. Now that I've added database, now that I have added a database, there is no longer any reason to have that. Okay. How do I find to-dos? I want to find the to-dos. Do them. To do. To do, to do, to do, to do, to do. Went to work at the White House for a bit in 2016 and now running a startup in Seattle. Oh. So just at the end of the Obama White House, there was like interesting work to do for programmers. Probably migrating some of their stuff out or whatever, or just implementing those last minute things. Once he was a lame duck he could like do stuff and not give a shit. You're now running a startup in Seattle. That's cool. What does your startup do? If you're ready to say. I have a bunch of to-dos. I hate to-dos. They don't have... Get rid of this approach. It's the wrong approach. I thought I did. Okay, I didn't. So... Bye. Then database. To-do. Unit test this failure case. Yeah, I haven't done that yet. Promoter. Writing unit test for this failure case. And with this one, when composing a new candidate tweet, run its core text through the converter to be sure that the core text has no special characters. I'm not doing that anymore. To do. When composing a new candidate tweet, run its core text through the converter to be sure that the core text has no special characters, and then avoid repeating any of the most recently used core text messages. If all the messages have been used recently, use the one that has gone the longest without being used. That's what I just spent the last few weeks implementing, and now I'm going to delete this comment because that's not relevant at this point in the code. That was just me thinking out loud. And I am now done with that, except for the fact that the first part of it I'm not doing because it's wrong. United States Digital Service. That's their startup? Sounds like a government agency. The startup helps companies understand why they're bad at building software. It's consulting. It's not really San Francisco startup. It's going well. The name of the company is Ship on Day One. Wow. That's cool. That's a good name. Such a big lesson right up front. As soon as you hear the name, it's like, what? So you just teach them Agile without using the word Agile because people get nervous when you say Agile and they start having weird expectations. That's cool. Congratulations. Good work. Unit test for this failure case. Yeah, so I identified failure cases like catch blocks where I was like, oh, I should unit test that and see how the app responds. And then I was like, I'll do it later. I don't feel like it. Wait, what's this? Nobody calls this. Wait, what? Oh, good, I can delete it. Yeah, basically. I mean, that's what things like that usually end up doing, is like trying to get people to be more agile but not say the word because there's too much baggage and lies around the word agile. Find relevant tweets from Twitter timeline. And also because agile is not something that you either do or don't do. It's just a bunch of good ideas that you should probably do whenever you can. Some of them, the ones that work for you and don't hurt you. Find relevant tweets from Twitter timeline. So this was initially what the app ran every time it ran to go read Twitter instead of a database. Then I added a database, and then this was only used to backfill the database, but I just deleted the backfiller, which means instead of writing unit tests for this, I can just delete this fucker, and we're done. Oh, tweet collector, which means tweet collector doesn't serve a purpose, so delete. Wait, is that true? Yes, it is, because I stopped using tweet collector from production, and I deleted the backfiller, which means that nothing uses tweet collector at all. And I can prove it. Find usages. And also, I didn't write a unit test for the tweet collector, so yeah. So part of me knew. Why is it red? Oh, fine. Part of me knew that I wasn't going to keep that code. Deep down, part of me knew. Throwable argument E to system out println. What is your problem? I guess you don't need that. So tweet collector, delete. Deleting code is better than writing code. Okay. Now we're on the tests. Ooh, that feels good. Don't have that anymore. Hey Nibbler, did you finish your time in the closet? You want to come on the desk? So Nibbler goes in like the front of the closet, Amethyst goes in the back of the closet, and there's like stuff in between them, and then they fight. It failed. No, why? Should convert status to stored tweet. Yeah, we don't do that anymore. I don't think we do that. Converter convert status to stored tweet. I seem to have deleted that, and it didn't find the Groovy usage because IntelliJ is not perfect when it comes to Groovy, and Groovy's not perfect when it comes to helping IntelliJ. So, since nobody uses this in production, this test that took time to write goes away. And then this parsing core message should remove link, so I missed one of the tests for parse core message. But we don't parse core messages anymore. That's no longer what we do. Not a thing. Makes much more sense now. It was not a good idea. I thought it was. I thought it was being real sophisticated. No, it was just being real complicated. Those are not the same thing. Okay, so backfiller's gone, tweet collector's gone. This is a very large commit, and I don't know how to do it cleanly. How to do it in logical pieces. Let's pull back a couple things and let's just do whatever's possible. So tweet collector. Tweet collector, gone. Backfiller, gone. With them goes composer spec. No. No. Promoter. stage this. Tweet collector's gone. Tweet collector's gone. Gone. Converter. Removes convert status to stored tweet and removes parse core message. Great. That's another issue for another commit. I think that might be it. No, it can't be it. Composer spec. There was a test. Wasn't there a oh, maybe not. Yeah, there was a test. Where's the test? There was a test that went that I just deleted that went along with the change. Is it? It must be converter spec. Yes, it's this one. Should convert to store status to store tweet. I think so. Nope, I'm wrong. Never mind. Okay, so I'm just deleting the tweet collector and the backfiller first. Let's do that. Delete tweet collector and backfiller. They are not necessary, and honestly, they don't work right. They don't work right anyway. Parsing tweets to get core messages is a fool's errand. It's surprisingly complicated. Surprisingly difficult to do correctly for all cases. So we're not gonna do it. Okay. Composer. Converter. Let's get rid of parse core message, convert status to stored tweet. Well, maybe I'll do that after. So the big work was Composer. That's where I've been working the last 2 days. Is like, this is the punchline to all the database work I've been doing, because the database was just a nightmare just to get it to work. And once I got all the different cases to work for the database, then I was able to finally implement the changes to Composer, which I just finished tonight at 10:27. I'm done. Just have to review and commit them. I'm getting rid of find messages as gone longest without use. No, I'm not. I'm just renaming it to find most forgotten message. I have documented it because it's sufficiently confusing. It's full of Java 8 stream code that I'm just now learning, which is fine. And I trust it because I tested it. And it won't be null. I don't think it'll be null. Ever. I don't think it'll be null. And I have tests that show that it doesn't actually come out null. But if I were to write other code that called this, it could come out null in certain cases. Ruxmasu! Hey! How are you doing, Rux? I'm having trouble pronouncing your name. And and why are there two people with this weird Rue? Oh, this is a raid by Rue. Hey, Rue. I was like, how is there an emote I've never seen before that I can't read on my tiny iPad screen? Like, they don't let you make this text bigger. His name is pronounced 404. Hi, Rux. Thanks for the follow, and thanks for what might be a raid. I don't know, but it looks like 3 people just came in. Or maybe it's 2 people. I can't tell. It's Rux. Or 404. How is it 404? Please explain. Please explain the answer to your riddle. Nibbler, do you understand the riddle? How is Rux Masu like 404? And how is a raven like a writing desk? He doesn't care. He doesn't speak English. Not an official raid, still streaming for now. Well, thank you. Ruxmasu.net. Okay, that's a link. I'm not sure how that answers the question. Unless there's nothing there, in which case it's a 404, and it's a weird tech joke. Hi, Damat. How are you? And how are you, Rue? Rue 80s. 80s? Thank you for the follow, Penang. Thank you. So, let's see. This is fine. I'm gonna commit that. That's good. Converter, I'm gonna do that afterwards. Promoter doesn't really have anything going on in it, surprisingly. Oh, thank you for the follow, Demat. Everybody's following. That's so nice. Y'all are so nice. So nice. Follow Nibbler, they're following for you. You know that. You know that. He knows he's the star of the show. Hi, Speaks. Thanks for the follow, Speaks. It's a safe link. Oh, Joykill's back. Hi, Joykill. I feel like I've seen the Rux name before. I don't remember. I don't have any context in my brain. If it's a safe link, I'm gonna let people click it, and they can tell me what they are exposed to. You haven't been here before. Okay, then never mind. I'm just confusing people with hard-to-spell names. Yes, Joykill just got affiliate status last night. Congratulations. Everyone please congratulate Joykill. She was painting miniatures in competition with another painter, and she did so well that she got affiliate status for it. Because that's how you do that now. So I changed a bit of that, I changed a bit of that, I changed a bit of that. That looks fine. New tests for new methods. I just wrote them. I don't want to read them. They look great. I don't like this extra blank crap at the bottom. Composer, get rid of the blank crap at the bottom, and we're good. Hang on, Git has to catch up. Okay, there it goes. And then I think that's it. That's fixing the bug. That's the bug. I might even have a ticket for it. How exciting. Speaks. I have to watch more. My university is forcing me to learn Java. If you have any questions, feel free to ask me, but if it's how to code Java, that's a little bit involved because it takes a couple of months to learn that. And it's hard for me to get my own things working at the same time as teaching the fundamentals of each of the components of the language. But if your university is teaching you the fundamentals, then you'll know some of what I'm typing. Like the equal sign and the semicolon. Oh, Rue is that other painter. He gave you a shout in his stream just now. Oh, thanks, Rue. That's nice of you. I didn't catch the details because I was going to bed, but I rated Joykill after my stream last night, and you both looked like you were doing amazing jobs painting. So I was just like, that's cool. Hey, all you programmer nerds, let's go watch some D&D nerds. What is the name of the thing I'm trying to do? Get loud. Thanks everyone for the love. Back to a regularly scheduled load. What? I don't understand. It just got dark and I don't even understand. Regularly scheduled love. You mean like there was love and now it's over? We go back to how humans normally treat each other, which is with disinterest and distaste. Until occasionally we hug each other and then we're like, no, don't touch me anymore. We're basically like cats. Is there a ticket for what I've been doing? I don't even know. Separate generic game message from generic non-game message. What? What am I even talking about? Oh, messages. Oh yeah, I wrote that last night when somebody suggested. I was like, yeah, I'll get to that later. Parameter is number of minutes of intro time to wait before tweeting? No. I haven't done that. Move tweet composition rules in external file? Haven't done that. Write a parser? Nope. Viewer count? Nope. Stream count? Nope. Minimum 8 messages per type? Nope, haven't done that. Half the time randomly include relevant emojis. Alright, so I've been working on something with no ticket. And I've been working on it for a long time. That's fine. Oh, is that Penang giving the loathe? Alright, well, she did ask for the loathe. There you go. There's the loathe. This is an IRL stream all of a sudden. No, it's not. I'm coding. This is coding. This is what it looks like. I'm coding. I just forgot to even, like, make an issue to describe the thing I'm doing. What is the thing I'm doing? I'm trying to fix a bug. I'm not going to make an issue for it. So, fix bug, where, and in the process of rewriting a lot of this code, I fixed the bug. I figured out why the bug was happening, finally, and I rewrote all the code, and I was like, well, now it's not going to happen anymore. It's going to do what I want it to do instead, which is much, much better. So fix bug where title, stream title was getting tweeted repeatedly. Fix bug. Stream title was getting tweeted. Title was getting tweeted repeatedly. This is finally taking full advantage of the database and no longer reading any data from Twitter, any text data from Twitter. I should be wearing my glasses instead of going like this. Oh no, I just felt that your mention of Loathe was sad. Made me very optimistic. My very optimistic heart very unhappy for a second. Well then, I think mission accomplished, because if you think about it, as nice as Joykill seemed on her stream last night, and that's the first time that we've encountered each other, her name is Joykill. And I don't think that that's like a reference to being joyful while murdering people. I think it's about taking joy, crushing it like popcorn until there's just dust left. Am I right? Am I right, Joykill? Is that your thing? Is that what you're about? I mean, it's not, obviously, but is that what your name represents? Your sardonic return to loathing after love is completed. This is finally taking full advantage of the database. Sorry, that came out dirtier than I expected. And no longer reading any text to a T. No longer reading any text data from Twitter. I also, yeah, that's it. That's fine. Done. Commit. Happy now. Converter. Getting rid of the parse core message, which is so good. It was a mistake, and I regret it, and I'm sorry to myself. Current Joe apologizes to past Joe. No. That can't be right. Current Joe admonishes past Joe's mistakes. Past Joe would apologize if he still existed, but he's dead now. He's replaced by Current Joe, who's just like, well, I know better now. Get off my back. Current Joe? No, wait, I'm Current Joe. I don't know, I got confused. My time travel confused me. Converter. Deleted parsing core message. Deleted code for parsing core message. It is no longer useful now that we have a database, and it was needlessly complicated and caused too many bugs. It's going away forever now. Promoter, this is getting rid of a to-do that's done. Removed old irrelevant to-do and fixed a warning. Okay, so let's go to the master branch, and I don't even want to merge this. Oh, you know what? I could merge this. Sure. Let's merge this. Are you sure you want to merge into your current branch? Yes. Okay, it just moved master up. Or whatever, I don't care. Now let's build it. Oh god, I'm so excited. This is so good. It's finally gonna work. It's finally gonna be behind me, and I can move on. 127. 127, build, which means I can finally start coding some of my other bots that are so much more interesting than this one. This one's really interesting to Twitch users once they understand what it does. But getting it into the hands of other Twitch users is a very big project. And there are a lot of things I want to do to my other Twitter bots that a lot more people are more interested in seeing than this. And I know that. And my awareness of that fact makes me have more energy to stream when I'm coding stuff that's about a game people are playing on Twitter that I wrote and that I'm changing. Because this thing, no one's using it yet except me. So it's not as easy for people to have a connection to what it's for or what it's doing. So it's not as much fun to stream. But I've been focusing on it because when it doesn't work right, it makes my streams kind of suck because it just tweets a bit unpredictably into my Twitter stream, my Twitter feed. It was like, it repeats itself a lot, and I was like, I don't get why that's happening, and I finally figured out why. And now I'm like, okay, it doesn't do that anymore. I'm pretty sure. Unless there's a new reason for it to repeat itself a lot. I don't think it will. Yay, figuring out why! Hi, Invario! Invario helped me a lot last night. They had good ideas. Push, 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 push. This one. Hey, Drazzer! Kitten Hype! Welcome, Drazzer! Drazzer is a subscriber and has access to the Amethyst kitten face emote from when she was younger. And she was just a baby, and she had big giant ears. I thought that affiliates got like a second emote at some point. We don't. We don't. Partners get emotes. Affiliates get one emote. Do you have a test yet where it reads the last few database entries and then generates the next 15 stream titles? What? 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 Oh, Invario, you'd be so proud of me. I didn't actually do the change of the code that the for loop that I wrote last night into streams because it already works and it's tested and I didn't care. But I wrote a whole bunch of new stream code today, and it was all streamy, mostly streamy. Where is it? Is it this one? This one. Find most forgotten message. I renamed the message. I renamed the method from last night. There is a for loop, but apart from this one for loop, there's a lot of stream stuff. This could have been like 6 for loops, but instead I just streamed the hell out of it. You do get your 9.99 and 24.99 slots, but those are different. Oh, you mean if somebody subscribes at a high level, then there's another emote that can be different. I see. Yeah, I don't think that there's quite enough people. I don't know. You never know. You never know. Maybe I should make those because someone's gonna be like, "Sure, I got $10. Boom, let's get that emote." There's been an emote slot for tier 2 and an emote slot for tier 3. Well, I should probably make those just in case somebody rich likes to throw money at people and wanders by. I didn't know that. I thought that was just for partners. Thanks for telling me. Anyway, so look, I wrote all this stream code. Aren't you proud of me? So now, I'm not going to read it though. I just want to deploy. Let's deploy! Oh my god. This is so exciting. Exciting. Wow. Thank you. I'm glad you're proud of me. I'm not going to deploy to Tetra like I did last night when I broke the game. I deployed the wrong program to the wrong place. Whoops. I'm fired. I'm fired. Nope. Twitch promo. Alright. Yes. Yes. Upload. Yes. Feels good. So good. Whew. Yeah. That was good. Was that good for you? That was good for me. That was good. It's just what I needed. Oh, it's still going. Okay. Well, it's not quite done, but it's getting there. Okay. So, that means I can finally... Oh, thanks, Stay Hydrated Bot. I will. Yeah. That means The next time I stream. When is the next time I stream? I don't know. I can't put my calendar up because it's got private things on it. But the next time I stream, I can do something besides this app. I can do some changes to Emoji Tetra, or I can start my next bot. I don't know. See what I feel like doing. Finally found the bug in the NASA code and paid to debug. My entire last 2 months of work is redeemed. Yes, Strasser! Thank you for saving NASA from the bug. How much are you allowed to tell us about the bug? About what the app does? You would hope. Is it? Is it important? Does it have anything to do with Mars rovers? Or satellites? Or the space station? Those are the things that I know. Or Saturn. Alright. Wow. Oh my god, I did it. I did it. It was so much harder than it was supposed to be. Really wasn't supposed to take that long. Really wasn't supposed to. That's why you can't estimate things. Because how do I know how long it's going to take? I got no idea. So next time I stream, because I can't do it tonight because I have to stop streaming now because it's too noisy when I stream. I'm very noisy when I talk. The bug allows users with Z's in their login names to log in. Yay! Well, that's not the bug, right? Oh, is the bug that you don't want people with Z's to log in and you have to fix it so these Z people can't come in anymore? Are you against somebody at NASA who has a Z in their name? That seems problematic. But yes, that does sound like the kind of thing that would happen. That's the usual kind of bug. So the next time I stream coding, I will either be looking through my Emoji Tetra. Where is it? My Emoji Tetra boards, like this, and deciding which thing I want to do. Or I'll be starting a new Twitter bot. I haven't decided yet. I'll probably do some work on Emoji Tetra. Because that's something people are excited about, and they can watch me do it and argue about it and stuff, and it's interesting to stream. So I think I want to do that for a little while. And then when I get a little tired of it, then I will start another bot, because I have a whole bunch of other bots I want to make. A delay-tolerant networking thing used on the space station. It's supposed to be run on every platform, including Windows 7, which the space station is running. Cool! Your code runs in space! That's cool, excuse me. Okay, I'm going to go, because my neighbors have to go to sleep, and they have told me that they can hear me, and I have to... I'm not very relaxing to listen to. So, let's see what's happening on the... Ooh, what's this? Who's this? I'm looking if there's somebody I want to raid. Maybe. What's happening in creative? I also found this community of, called, like, Black Girl Streamers, I think? Or Black Girl Gamers? One of those. Because I was wondering, where's all the women of color? I know they're chased off of Twitch all the time, because Twitch is a nightmare, but they must exist. And I started looking through Twitter, and then I found some. And then I found, once you find one, you can find a whole bunch. And then I found the community of them, and I was like, ah, there it is. But that's not going to overlap a lot with creative, because it's not a giant community. But I want to see what's going on in creative. Ooh. What's happening? You're gonna drunk stream for a little bit and talk about the bug? Talk about how you broke the space station and how you fixed it. Like a hero. A space hero. Oh my god, you're a space hero. You realize that? You're like Captain Picard. Well, I mean, you're more like Geordi. You're like Geordi. You're Geordi. You're totally Geordi. Amazing. Let's see. Who's doing something that looks cool? I'm personally a fan of people showing their face and talking about what they're doing, but also doing something cool. And also doing something that I like the way it looks. That's kind of what I'm looking for when I do this. You know, sort of, but not all the time. Character concept art. But also where I get the impression that they're interesting people, that they're fun, that they're having fun with what they're doing, with their stream and with their art and with whatever they're working on, whatever they're making. What's he doing? Painting After Midnight D&D minis. Yeah, that's how I found Killjoy. Like Jordy alerts. Why don't you have a Jordy parody account yet? Because it's very time consuming to have parody accounts, and I do have a Jordy parody account, and I do use it once in a while. It's called LaForge Tips. They are not easy to run. They are very time consuming to think of things to say on day after day for year after year. And the more of them that you have, the more difficult it is to keep all of them active. That is why, but I encourage you to do it. Jordy alerts that would tweet out warnings about Turbolift 2 randomly ejecting people into space. Maybe don't use it right now. Do it. Go for it. I have so many Twitter accounts. I do not need more. I already have a LaForge Tips account. It's fine. It's fine. It's enough for me. And I have plenty I don't use. That I just don't have time to think of things all day, every day for all of them. Or even every week for most of them. What's this person doing? A kiln? All the colors kiln opening. What? Oh, a rerun. No. No, what's the point? What's the point of a rerun on Twitch? Might as well just watch YouTube. Not seeing much. I mean, I'm seeing a lot, but I don't know how I feel about it. I don't know. What's this? Pin up. That's the other thing, is I hesitate to go towards art that's, like, very exploitative of women. Even if a woman's drawing it, it's just like, there's so much of it, it just gets a little like, I mean, it's lovely, but it's a little sad at the same time. There's other things. Okay, I didn't find anything very, very tantalizing, so never mind. I don't have a good idea of where I wanna raid, so I'm not gonna do one. I can stream Evolving Fractal Net, or I can make an RS bot. Rubelite got shut down this week. Runelight. Runelight? I don't know what Runelight is. I'm going to go let my neighbors get some sleep. So, everyone go check Drazer's stream in case Drazer starts streaming something interesting. I don't know. They're going to drunk stream. Have a good night. And Burial and Drazer, thank you for coming by and saying hi and your support. And everybody else who's still here, there's not that many people left, but anyone who's still here, have a great night, get some sleep, drink lots of water, and try not to think about death. I'm sure that helped a lot. Good night. That's it. That's it.